You are live.
I am live. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, and I'm super excited to be with Miss Bella for part 4 of this bet. The SPECT. Now, Bella is standing here, seemingly very calm, but she's thinking right now. Like this little sleepy eye, don't let that fool you. So you have a Bella persona, and if you don't know what that is, you'll have to go take our quiz and figure out which horse you are, your pony persona. But looking at her and figuring out what is actually going on in her brain, because when I work with a horse like this, or am I dealing with a person like this, or in a relationship with a person like this, they need somebody to be their rock. Like they are all about like they're super high energy. Not that you would know it now, but she's worried about what she needs to be doing. You've ever been invited to a party and they're like, just bring something, And you're like, oh my God, what should I bring? Should I just bring chips and salsa? What kind of party is it? Should I make my famous empanadas? I don't know. What should you do? Like, how should you show up? So you're like, maybe I'll just bring like all of it, right? So we kind of tend to question ourselves as fellas. I am one. And see how she's sort of turning to the left and I'm kind of just holding space for her? Because she's thinking about going over there. Because if she had everything being the same, if this halter was not on and she wasn't like here with me, she might just want to go that way. And I'm just paying attention and watching her look at now. She's still thinking that way. Yep. See how she took her step that way. So in order to gain respect from her, she needs to know that I'm here for her, and she can trust that I'm not going to be changing my mind, telling her she's wrong. So I was trying to figure out a clever way to say TGIF, like, thank God it's a day that I can never be wrong with mom, right, or wrong with someone, right? And if you are a Bella and you're around someone that you will allow to make you feel wrong about the decisions that you're making, and you're allowing them to gaslight you. See how she's wanting to leave? So let's respect that, and we can come back over here around me so you're not videoing back. Because I would have this whole plan to like groom her tail, make her all beautiful, but that's not what she needs right now. She's telling me that she needs to go over here. So we're just gonna, okay, look at that. There's a lick and chew. And maybe that's far enough. Maybe she just needed to come over here and look. But today, instead of me asking her to do her typical circles or do something different, I'm gonna say, what do you need? And she'll go, I don't know. I thought I needed to go over there, but now that we're over here, I don't know if this is where I need to be, but maybe I should be over here because I need to go check this out. But I'm not really too sure. So I'm just going to go over here and check things out and then see what happens. But I'm not sure if I'm supposed to bring anything. Are we supposed to bring the brushes and the things and the stuff? And all of these questions going through her mind, like watching her ears and watching her expression. I'm not going to tell her anything. I'm just going to match like where she is and what she needs in this moment, which might be just to move her feet a little bit. Sometimes Bellas, if you have a Bella that is your friend and they call you, sometimes you just can say, all right, hang on, let me get my feet moved and then you can move your feet and then you can move your feet. So sometimes you just need to say, hey, Bella, I need you to go over there. You need to go over there. If you just stand here, you can brush your tail and get you all these things. But that isn't what she needs. So in order to gain respect from a Bella, they need to be able to relax. Now she's fine. Now she might just go and eat grass, and you're like, well, she just wanted to eat grass. So what? That is what she needs. Now her head is in a different headset. Now she's more connected to me. And all it took was just a little stroll over here and allowing me to hear her, because horses can't talk the same way we do. They talk by movement, right? So she just needed to be heard for a minute. She kept saying, hey, I need to talk about this other thing. I need to talk about this other thing. I need to talk about this other thing. So now that I've gone over and talked about this other thing, she's got this out of her system, so to speak. And now we're going to watch again and see where else she needs to go. Because right now I'm looking for her to be able to say, well, all right, now you go, right? So now she's starting to say that. So what would be the worst thing I could do is drag her back to where she was uncomfortable, thinking that she's going to have a something. I don't know what it is, because a lot of times Bellas create things in their minds that aren't there. Now we all do that. There's a lick and chew. We all do that to a certain degree, but Bellas do it more often than not. A lot of times they go, I'm not okay, but you're okay. So I'm just trying to get out of her way and wait for her to be a little bit more calm in her mind. She's not moving crazy, but she's thinking crazy. She's thinking, I'm not sure I can trust you right now. So I'm going to just be where she needs me to be
and just allow her to do what she needs to do rather than try and put my agenda on her. I can say, you know what, you're flashing it, you're swishing at flies. A lot of times we try and tell the Bellas what they need to do. They cannot hear one word of what you are telling them, even if it's the most brilliant wisdom ever, until they get out of their system what they need to get out of their system. So we're just come over here now. I'm not going to bug her at all. I'm just going to allow her to go where she needs to go. I'm not going to let her pick on Trace, but there, hi, sweetheart. So I'm going to do my best because I make mistakes, but my goal is to never make her feel wrong about the decisions that she makes. Because the reason she makes poor decisions in the first place is because she's been gaslighted and kicked around and rejected and told that this is a circle, no, that is a circle, and this is how you do your business, and this is how you do your social media, no, that is how you do. And she's like, ah, too much information, way too much information. So if I can allow her to relax her brain for just a moment, which Bella's, that's very hard for us because our brains are going and 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 going like the speed, or we don't even have legs, we have like wheels, right? We're speeding around and it may look like we're crazy, but actually we're just, and here's the F word of the day, unfocused. We don't have something that we feel safe to focus on. So we just focus on whatever's right in front of us, and then we do that, and then we do this, and we have things going on at once, and then somebody all of a sudden decides to call us ADHD, and then like, oh, hey, look, there's a big fly on Trace. Oh, never mind, you got it. So, you're right. That's what I'm talking about. And so all of that energy is incredible. It's unbounded awareness. It's unbounded potentiality. There's so much in her, right? That's going, going, going. Because even now, she's thinking and wondering what is going to happen next. A lot of times, that's our Bellas. They wonder what is going to happen next. And so, if you're over there going, and Mackenzie and I were just talking about this morning, weren't we? We're like, I focus on what? What's coming up? My future.
Yeah.
And future, if you are focusing too much on the future, you're going to create anxiety for yourself. If you're focusing too much on the past, you're going to create depression for yourself and sadness for yourself. So if you can really come in and be in the present moment, now she's more calm. Now I might have a chance of actually having a conversation. So let's see if I can't have a little bit of a conversation with her where she doesn't feel wrong about what I'm asking. And we're going to wait now for her to go. So I'm not going to ask her to do a lot. I'm just going to ask her to move over here just a little bit, but I don't want her to upset her, right? I don't want her to go forward. I'm going to be clear, 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 clear about what I want and allow her to be in that space. Now, she picked up Tracy's fly. Now, how much more responsive is she? And can she be? Now, she is an unbelievably sensitive horse, and a lot of people that fall into this persona type are also very sensitive. Have you ever had someone say, you know what, why are you always overreacting? You are too sensitive. You need to get a little thicker skin. If people are telling you that, you might be a Bella. You also might be a Maverick, but you might be a Bella. Because we're wondering, like, what other people are thinking? What should we be thinking? What should we be doing? So when we don't have a clear answer for that and a strong focus as to what that one thing is, then we start to do a little bit of everything. We have 17 different projects all going on at once, thinking that, well, I'll just do a lot of everything because a little bit it works a little, and we get all of these things going, and we think like we're these master multitaskers when in fact we're just scattered in our focus. And that is not ADHD, that is just insecurity. It's not ADHD, it is insecurity. And being able to say, I am confident in just being able to stand here calmly, just like she's doing now. And if I had tried to get her to be calm back there when she was still a little concerned about what was out here, I wouldn't be getting very far. So now, if we can, I'll drive Mackenzie over here. We can go back to the barn, but we're not going to go straight back to the barn. We're kind of going to like stroll back to the barn because she needs to know that she can be with someone that isn't going to ask her to do more than she's comfortable doing. That isn't going to, that's it. That's my girl. That's my girl. And get that softer eye and this nice soft expression because it doesn't take anything for her to go, right? So we're going to allow her to feel confident. The number one thing that I want to do with people goal like this in my life is allow them to be heard and understand. I will go get my earbuds and I will muck the stalls or sweep the floors or do something kind of innocuous so I can make sure I'm paying attention. Because sometimes these guys need to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Now, I don't want them to talk and talk and talk and talk all the time because they do need to be able to open themselves up to information. But the more you can allow them to get those things out and feel heard, they need to feel heard so they can be helped. I can't help her until she feels like she's understood. And the way to understand her is to allow her to just express herself in whatever way that takes form. And today, she just needed to take a little loop around the pasture. Now look, I got her. Look how calm she is. Look how connected she is. Does it look like maybe she would stay with me a little bit more? Nope, never mind. She says, nope, not yet. But it was better than it was when we first started. And the more I can go, if you need to talk, go for it. Let's go have a Chardonnay lunch and and hang out and listen. Because when we go to do, I have a huge thing about deep listening in my Zen club that we talk about. And when you can listen deeply and open your soul to actually hear what they're trying to say through the feeling of the emotion that they're feeling with that expression. She's not telling me she just wants to go eat grass. She's telling me she's worried about what I may or may not be asking her to do. She may or may not be comfortable with that. So gaining her trust by allowing her to do what she needs to do for a few minutes is going to allow me to get her to connect with me at a deeper level. And it's not because I'm telling her what to do or what she should do. She should go and hire this marketing person, and she should go and do this, and she should go and do that. She gets that enough from her own brain. I'm always shooting all over myself like I should have done this better. I should have done not in the past. I don't do that as much anymore because I've given myself permission to be wrong. I've given myself the opportunity to strive and go till failure. Mackenzie and I just went to the gym this morning and I'm like, drop sets, baby. Let's go until our arms are screaming, until you feel that burn, right? Until you can't anymore. And when you go into every day going, I'm going to go till failure. I look for opportunities to fail. I look to say this is succeeding, keep going until it's not, and then find a way to do it more. We were just talking about that this morning too. And if I can do that with the confidence that no matter what I'm doing, as long as I keep going, I will navigate the way and start tuning in to when I do things successfully and when I do things right and do more of that, then I'm going to have way more confidence in myself. Because only thing I'm doing with her this morning is anything I can do to give her confidence in me that I can be her rock. And I'm not going to tell her that she is doing something wrong, that the 8,000th different way to do a circle is better than the 7,999 other ways that she's already tried and been told was wrong. You Bellas out there, who are getting told to do something a way differently than what you're currently doing, be skeptical, but listen. And I love one of the things that I learned from Sarah Blakely. I love her dearly. I've been following her since she was on Donnie Deutsch's The Big Idea back in the 90s. And she said, my father would ask me, and I wish my father would have said something like this to me, because it took a lot of pain of finding my own failure in life circumstances and getting life-sized consequences. Because her father would say to her, so how did you fail today? And celebrate trying something, celebrate getting embarrassed about something, celebrate doing something and not caring what anyone else thinks, caring what you think and how you feel and what is internalized from your soul, and building the confidence in her. She will let me grab this fly. I'll get him. And yeah, just watch out, guys. I got to kill this fly for you. Sorry, Brutus. So we got to kill, but she let me do that. Right. And now just building that confidence in her that she can trust what I say, because what I say is helping her feel the way that she wants to feel, which is calm, which is connected, relaxed, confident. And when you go to that space and you can take a horse like this and just spend a little time with them and hear them before you ask of them or tell them, is going to be the magic sauce for building respect between a horse like this. Because now, with next session, this isn't for this session. This feels great, but she's not doing anything. I actually would like her to do something once in a while. but I want her to do it with clear intention, with centered calmness, and the confidence that what she is doing, even if it's a failure, an epic fail, it's still positive, and that we will reward any effort. And every chance I get, I look for an opportunity to give her some kind of acknowledgement or accolades. And so, you Bellas out there, my Bella, I love my Bellas. And one of my clients called me and she was crying. She's like, I hate my Bella-ness. And I was like, don't. Embrace that, because that's where creativity comes from. That's where ideas come from. That's where leading edge comes from, is these creative ideas that we allow ourselves to express because we gave ourselves the confidence to be wrong or do something silly or stupid or ugly or sweaty or stinky or poopy or whatever it is. Because when you do that, you go, that was either cool. You can go, okay, now let's go over here. So, because we're already sort of back to the barn, and she's like where I wanted her to be when we were there in the first place. But if I had made her stay there and told her what she should do and what I needed her to do, and this is how it had to be done, would she respect me very much? Probably not. Would she have confidence in me? No. And would she therefore have confidence in herself? Absolutely not. So now I can start playing with this and start having a little bit of a conversation and seeing how little it takes for me to get my communication back with her. Hi, Mama. I don't want to be pulling and yanking and swinging and smacking and dust flying, all that, rodeo crap. It's not that. It's this. And my goal now is to be able to gently go back to the barn, maybe brush out her beautiful tail, give her a cookie, love on her, and say, I'll be back in a little bit, and then we can play. Let her think about that. Let that confidence build in her. Let her give herself her own acknowledgement. Come on, Bella. Now that was better. I didn't have to work so hard to get that connection. Her head's nice and soft and low. She's not worried. And we're going to say, how can we get here without breaking that respect while keeping that respect, right? And now here we are. Let's see what she does. If she's all looking back there instead of looking to me. And if I have the halter off, would she take off and leave, or would she stay? Should I stay or should I go now? And now we're looking in this direction, and we'll test it. And I'm okay if I fail, because then I will learn. I'm like, maybe I didn't give her quite as much as she needed, right? So let's see what I got. And maybe I'll take it and play a little game to where she feels even less pressure, where she feels even more permission to do whatever she needs to do. So maybe I'll just, good girl, maybe I'll just say, you want to back up? No, you want to go this way? Okay, that's right too. You want to go this way? So much more responsive. I'm just going to ask her to back up until I just undid the halter knot. There we go. And now she left. But now where is she going to go? Is she going to go look for her friends? Is she going to come back to me? What is she going to do? She has all the choices in the world now. The door's open back there. If she wanted to go back there, she could come over to Mackenzie. She could just stay standing there. I've got about 14 foot between her and myself. And what would happen if I had just left for a minute? Right? Poor Trace had a fly. Dying. So I can leave and come back, and she's not stressed out. And let's see how, to just test this. Hi, Trace. You want to be a part of the show too? And just offer, and see if she comes to me or wants to go past me. That's the key piece. That's my girl. That's my girl. And then if I step out of her way, does she want to be with me or does she want to leave? Either way, it's okay. I don't have an ego in this. Would it be lovely if she came over to me? Sure. She's the boss of Trey, so he's not holding her in here. And I can come here and say, do you want to come back over to me or do you want to leave? Either way, it's okay, because I don't want Bella to ever feel like I'm forcing her to do anything or doing anything she doesn't feel 100% comfortable doing. And that is the way you build respect with a Bella. Traces, they're a little different. Go back and watch the rest of our videos on respect with all the different personas. And remember to believe in yourself. Make sure you like this video and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and all the platforms, because we're on all of them. And remember to believe in yourself. It will change your life. Have an amazing Friday, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Jen Zoe, and welcome to Zenergen. Cool.
Bella Bella.
Yeah, that was great.
We had 2 people the entire time.
Oh, cool.
And
We'll have
three-
20. We'll have 200.
Yeah.
This consistency.
No, but I'm saying like